Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Podium. This is episode 6. Today, we're going to be going over early Sheffield storylines. Austin, you want to kick it off for us?
Yeah, we well, first of all, this is the third Sheffield. I think a good place to start. Um, do you guys think this is going to be the most popular Sheffield? Because we saw the first Sheffield obviously was supposed to be in 2020. That one got
Hmm.
canceled. It was rescheduled for 2023. Then it finally happened. People didn't think it'd last very long or didn't think it would grow. 2024 was bigger. So do you guys think that this Sheffield is going to be bigger than the last 2 years? Like just as in like viewership and stuff like that.
I'm going to have to say yes. And my reason being is because this year we have a lot more of the big name US lifters in there. We're going to have Russ. We're going to
That's
have
true, yeah.
Perkins. Ash is going to be in there, maybe. I don't know what he's doing. I know he got hurt, but I haven't heard anything about him dropping out. We got Jesus, obviously. And who else? Waskar is going to be there finally.
Hmm.
Finally qualified for Sheffield, so that's going to be nice having a 59 in there.
I was gonna say first
Um,
59 at Sheffield.
yep. Yeah, I just feel like there's just more big names this year. So.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's kind of cool too because I feel like a lot of the bigger names are there now, but it's
Hmm.
still not like US dominated. Like I
Yeah.
kind of thought this year with everyone switching over from USAPL that Sheffield was
Hmm.
just going to be like 8 Americans on the men's side,
Yep.
and it's not really the case. So I think that's kind of cool because it's supposed to be a worldwide thing. So, but I also think it's going to be biggest just because of uh like the spectator tickets. I think sold out way quicker this year than I think by the time I don't remember. There was a certain thing that was posted that was like Sheffield this year was sold out before um, they were even available for sale at the same time last year.
Really.
So yeah, or
Wow.
it was like 80% or something like that. So it sold out
Jeez.
very fast.
What's the capacity?
Um, I don't remember. Wasn't it like 7,000 or something maybe?
That's pretty crazy to think about,
I don't
honestly.
remember.
I mean, I didn't. You never think that if you go into powerlifting that you'd be competing in
Yeah.
front of 7,000 people.
Yeah, that's insane.
That is pretty fire. But yeah, I also think that it's gonna be the biggest Sheffield. I don't think there's really arguing that. I mean, like Asante said, like a lot of the big names are in there. Ash is gonna be there too.
Hmm. We've been waiting to see
Hopefully.
Ash for a long time.
Yeah, and he just got injured, so hopefully he can come in and do something on that bench, like something mid fours at least. But honestly, whatever he does, I think people will still be like, "Damn," you know.
Wait, what happened? Did he tear his pec or
I don't
Yeah, I
something?
think.
think it was like a minor tear or something.
Yeah, it was all
Ooh,
bruised up here,
ooh, that sucks.
but I think he'll still go crazy on squat and deadlift. That's why I said he'll still impress a lot of people and he'll still do some damage,
Hmm.
even if his bench isn't there, because his squat and deadlift are absurd.
Yeah.
So,
I was wrong. The capacity is only like 2,000 people.
still though, for
But yeah,
That's still
still, I
2000,
insane.
mean, yeah, lifting in front of 2,000 people is still,
even
I think.
like how many people do you think were watching? I know it's junior worlds in like a random country, but how many people do you think were there?
um, I have no idea to be honest because you can't see the crowd while you're lifting. Like you can see,
Really.
yeah, it's like it's too dark. Like just the way the lights are kind of
Oh,
positioned, you couldn't see.
I mean,
Um, but and I didn't go to watch any of the other sessions besides like the morning sessions. Like I didn't see any of the I guess late sessions or primetime sessions or whatever.
Mhm.
Um, But when I was watching it, I mean, it wasn't too many people, like 100 at most, I'd say, watching the regular sessions.
Okay. Dang, so yeah, that's gonna be crazy in 2000 because um what was it Worlds where it was it in Lithuania this last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that crowd when they showed Russ losing when they
Hmm.
showed the crowd um that was probably what a couple hundred people
Yeah, that was
maybe.
a good amount.
I mean, but I don't think it was more than that.
No, I
It
mean, it
wasn't
definitely
much
wasn't like
people.
1,000.
Definitely 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it wasn't even close to 1,000. So yeah, that's awesome. So
I think at junior nationals prime time, there were more people than junior worlds regular session at least.
oh
Really?
wow.
Yeah.
Prime time was no, prime time was nice. So there were lots of people.
Yeah, there were a lot
Like
of people kind of packed in
I
that
had to
room.
stand up on things to
Yeah.
see. I'm so short, but
I remember going to the bathroom. It was like hard to get to the bathroom because there were people packed like to the wall.
Well, bro, in such a tiny venue, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, maybe there weren't actually that many people. It was just so
I
small
low key, I
that
low
like
key hated that, bro.
I I liked the lifting aspect of it, but it
Hmm.
almost felt like a local meet in the sense of like when I think of a big powerlifting meet, the
Hmm.
spectators shouldn't have access to like talk to the competitors almost where like when I had to go to the bathroom, I had to walk through the crowd of spectators and like everyone's like, "Oh, good squat, good bench, good deadlift." And it's like, "Thanks, I'm trying to compete." Like don't talk to me till I'm done.
Yeah,
So yeah, I don't
That's
know. I
funny.
thought it was cool though.
yeah.
But I guess kind of on the same topic is with the current Sheffield formula, how they do it. Do you think that's going to be sustainable long term? Because I think that was a big argument for a lot of people at first, and I still hear it now, is that
Hmm.
like especially after this year when a bunch of people break the world records, is there going to become a year where no one breaks the world record total? And is Sheffield still going to be exciting then when there's less records broken? Um, so I guess, do you guys think it's going to be sustainable this way, or do you think they'll have to change it to keep it going?
Um, I don't think. Well, one, I don't think it's gonna be sustainable. I don't think like every year we're gonna see like a record being broken, which might suck a little bit. But I don't think that means that we necessarily have to change the formula.
Yeah, I agree
Um,
with that.
yeah, yeah. So I used to think that um it's like just right off the top of my head, I would say yeah, it's unsustainable. But the more I've been thinking about it, uh, and seeing how the 83s have really just leveled up, honestly, like that's just the best
Mhm.
way to put it. They just all stepped up. I think it is sustainable because raw powerlifting isn't old. It's a new sport, and there's lots of young kids in it. Whether they stay in it or not is the question. But lots of young guys like us, right? If we stay within the sport compared to the people that have been going into it when they're 22, 24, even like later like 20s, they're breaking records right now where they're competing at the highest level. What will this next wave of athletes do is kind of like my thought of, okay, this can probably be sustainable at least for the next 10 plus years.
Yeah,
I mean, I think records will be broken, like big ones in a long time still. But I also do think that there will be at least a year or two where a record might not fall, which honestly makes it more exciting to me because that's just like that record's so crazy that even these young kids that have been lifting powerlifting since they were 14, they're consistent still can't even touch that. I think it's pretty cool.
yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with both of you. I think especially because with Sheffield, I think people kind of forget how important a world record actually is. Like when you watch an event like Sheffield and just everyone's breaking world records, it makes it seem like a world record is just an easy thing, like, oh, it's just a world record. But in reality, like having the world record is the highest in the world. Kind of like how we talked about in the last podcast with becoming a world champion. Like it's kind of a like it's a big thing to be a world champion, especially in the open. Where same with a world record, where I think it almost makes it more exciting if so many world records aren't broken. Um, where maybe out of the 12 people, there's one or two that break the total world record. I think that almost makes it cooler, just because it's more like rare for it to happen. It just means more if less people do it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, on the men's side, we were already like pretty close. Like there were only like a couple of guys that went over like their respective world record, right? Like I know Gustav did, obviously, just
Last
barely.
year, I think three did because Keiko did,
Yes.
Gustav did, and
Mhm.
then Delaney did. And I think that was it
Yeah,
because Delaney
but it
got
was like
third.
but they were like just barely over the
Yeah,
record. It was like
Yeah.
100 point whatever.
yeah.
I,
This year, I think
I
will be
also
different though.
yeah,
I I
for
think there'll be
sure.
more than three this year.
I hope.
I agree.
Yeah. Which
Um. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, what were you saying?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I think with I think Sheffield's important because when you're watching Worlds, not everyone is like you have like maybe three guys that are competing for first place. And if it's a really stacked class, maybe four to five, but that's pretty rare. I think it's really cool to see Sheffield to just see the top, like the strongest people across all weight classes compete with each other at the same time. I
Mhm.
think it's really cool to see that, and I think it's important we keep that. It's kind of like the Olympics. You're watching the 100 meter. You're watching the top guys just race against each other. Um, it just reminds me of that more instead of like I'm I'm competing in this session. Cool.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
think even with like with worlds, there's always parts of the weight class that you want to skip for. Like if you go back and watch it afterwards, you're not going to sit through and watch every single person lift out of a 12-person flight. You're going to skip through
yeah,
it to see like the top three people. Where Sheffield, like you don't want to skip through any of it. You kind of want to watch every person, and also
Yep.
kind of have to because
Exactly.
there's not like a clear cut top three usually. Like almost everyone is in the mix to win. Um, I mean, not all 12 people, but like I think this year a lot of people have the capability to win it, or at least
well,
have like podium.
I have a question for you guys. So out of like the men's competitors,
Mm.
um, how many of them do you think have the potential to win it?
To win it.
Yeah, to win
That's
the
a
whole
good
thing.
question. I think
Um,
the
mm,
83s definitely have a good chance of at least one of the 83s have a good chance of winning it.
Yeah,
Um, Shell honestly is my favorite.
yeah, I think he's the favorite as well.
And sorry for butchering your name, bro. Um, yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's not what Angelo called it.
KGL.
Yeah,
Yeah,
KJL, man.
but yeah, I think Shell right now is a clear favorite. What
Hmm.
did he total just recently? I sent
797.5.
yeah, just under 800, and he's like feeling fatigued, and he
Yeah,
was at 68 kilo,
Yeah, like
yeah,
what the fuck?
68 and a half. I mean, that's still a decent amount. Like when
That's
you're
like
that light, it is a
that's like
decent amount of weight.
151.
yeah.
Yeah, it's still over 5% of your body weight, I believe.
Hmm.
Cutting,
Yeah, 68.9,
but
but still,
still, man, just under 800, and you're like, I felt fatigued.
yeah.
That's pretty insane.
Well, plus he
So,
traveled for it. It wasn't at
yeah,
his gym. He traveled to, I think, Sweden to train with like Gustav and all them.
Hmm.
uh, the Scandinavians, man,
So you
Even if
can't
he
even
goes in
they're
there and
too
does
strong.
like, even if he does like 750, that still like
Oh,
shatters
Yeah,
the
I was
world
gonna say
record.
even if he has if he if he loses 50 kilograms right now, he probably still wins.
That's
Yeah.
so crazy,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, I think there's lots of people that can win it, and you never know what's gonna happen.
yeah. I think
There's an ad. Sorry.
I I guess kind of similar to that. Not I agree. I think there's like probably like 5 or 6 people that could win it. Um, how many people do you guys think will break the world record total in their weight class out of the 12 men?
Let me think.
I think all three 83s will break it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's
Three. Three.
yeah
Shell,
the
Perk,
383s. Shell and Kasim
Shell, Perk,
Sand are the two 66s. I think they both will. Yeah, Perk is the 74. I think he will.
that's six. That's half of
Oh,
them
and
already.
there's Tim also in the 83s. I think he's got
Oh yeah.
a good shot at breaking that too.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Uh,
Um, Ash. I think
I don't
Ash
know,
will.
but
He even
I don't
even
think
with
so.
him. You don't think Ash will?
I mean, unless this pec heals up enough for him to like put together a decent bench, I don't think so.
yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. If he's not benching at least mid fours, he doesn't have a shot. Um, I think he benched like 474 worlds.
at Worlds I
Like
think so.
could be
Yeah,
Something like that. Yeah.
474. I mean, he's got to be benching somewhat close to that, I think, to break a world record.
yeah,
I
yeah. We'll
agree.
see. I think he doesn't have the world record total, but he tied the world record total because
Hmm.
Anatoly took the world record total, and then Ash tied it and beat him on body weight at Worlds. So
Oh, oh, that's right. He
so he'd
left
have
a
to
lot in the tank on my head.
yeah, so he'd have to beat what he did at Worlds.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I don't know. I think it depends on his pec. But then
Yeah.
there's Gustav.
I think he
Um,
stops the one over.
then
Overnight.
there's
Yeah.
I agree.
Emil Krastev. Yeah,
Dude,
and
he's
then
been
I
on
can
the
see it.
cusp of breaking nine so many times. I think he's gonna do it. Don't. He's kind of like that Sean Noriega right now, but
yeah, yeah,
I think
he has
he's
the
gonna do it,
potential.
man.
Yeah.
And then the last one is Waskar. So I mean, genuinely, I think like
I
11 of
mean,
the 12 have the possibility
yeah.
to break the world record
Respectfully, it's
total.
like everybody but Waskar.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he's in an unfortunate situation.
yeah.
But honest, yeah, I don't think Jesus will.
Really?
You don't think so?
Nah, I'm just hating. Just kidding. I mean, I honestly haven't been. I say that because I haven't been paying attention to Jesus's training.
Hmm.
So I honestly don't know where he's at. I don't know how his bench has looked. I mean, I see his lifts on
his
King of the Lift sometimes.
I think his strength right now is pretty comparable to when he set the world record total. It doesn't look stronger to me. It
Yeah.
looks pretty much the same. His deadlift, I don't know. I still think his knees look soft in like every deadlift,
I
but
agree.
and then I mean, I think his squat is fine. I don't think there's anything uh, like non-comp standard with his squat, but with that much weight, like one little thing goes wrong and you miss the squat. So I don't know.
His bench looks really strong. Didn't he like bench 600 fairly recently?
I
Oh
haven't seen
wow!
any of his benches recently.
If if he can break 600 on bench, that'd be insane.
His
He
bench
benched
is
Well,
strong right now.
he benched
he,
6 in at Sheffield before, didn't he?
Yeah, he
yeah,
did.
he benched six before, but if he could break it this year or this next year, I should say,
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. I think he benched like 611 in like Russ's gym.
It was
A little,
617.
hmm.
617, yeah,
Yeah.
but it was touch and go. I think. I mean, given his sink, I don't think he paused it at the bottom
Oh,
of his sink.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so
I think like just based on like what I've seen from his bench right now, I think he could break that 600 mark, like maybe a 606 to 617 bench, which would be
yeah. If he can
crazy.
remember rack commands.
Yes. If he can remember the
Yeah,
rack
that's
command,
that's true.
he's for sure breaking 600.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm not. I honestly don't dislike Jesus, but I think
I don't,
he
it's a
definitely lifts so much weight. It's like he has to do everything perfect.
yeah.
Hmm.
Well, he's kind of just in a hard situation with how high the world record total is for him, with like him
Yeah.
winning before. I mean, like
Yep.
last year, he was almost the favorite again to win, which would have been crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeah. This
but he
but this
kind
year,
of had a rough meet though.
yeah, didn't he get last?
Something like that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I believe.
This might be a little bit off topic. I don't think it is. Um, I really love how the Sheffield is set up almost where the same guy can't win it over and over again.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
if you put your limits at one meet, and if you have a perfect meet, you're probably not gonna hit that for a couple of years.
yeah,
I mean, it's really hard to hit back-to-back perfect meets, and I don't think anyone does.
Hmm.
yeah. I agree.
Unless you pull a shell and go down a weight class and
Yeah.
knowing you're gonna dominate.
Yeah,
Do you think there will be a back-to-back Sheffield champion like ever?
Shell,
You think so?
I could see that.
Shell. Yeah, I mean,
I
if he
guess.
goes in and he like breaks the world record by like I don't know 10%, I don't think anyone's gonna be like close to that for a while.
Yeah, but then the world record is that much higher for the next time.
I mean, this
I
is
think.
how Shell's gonna win it. If he were to win it back to back, I think he'd come in and break it just a little bit,
Yeah, he'd have to play it
two,
smart. Yeah,
3%. Come in next year, just keep doing that, bro.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think he has the capability to do it, but I don't think he's going to go into Sheffield this year and like purposely total 760 to win it, and then next year go for
Yeah,
800. Like he's going to go
I
for
don't think
800
so.
this meet.
but I feel like if he wanted to, he could do that. I
He
don't know.
could, he could, but
Yeah,
Good, but bro just wants to set the bar high.
yeah.
yeah, I guess
Plus, Agata is cutting back down for Sheffield too, like she did last year.
to 69s
Yeah, yeah.
or
So I
or
don't know. I mean,
I forget what weight class she's in. She like bounces around so much.
yeah, she went from six, or she was, I think, at one point, wasn't she like 83 or 84?
Yeah, I don't remember,
Yeah, I don't
but I
know.
wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, but
I don't know nothing about her.
she, I know she's cutting back down. Same with Leah. Leah's cutting back
Hmm.
down to 63.
Really?
Yeah,
Is she the French girl?
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think I don't know. I think Leah could win it on the women's side. We probably won't do a preview for the women's side. We'll probably just do men's side. But
I think Agata's taking it again.
you think so?
Yeah,
I got Leah.
yeah, I don't know.
bro just wants to be different.
Dude, I just
I had Leah to
don't.
win last year, and she got second. Actually,
Don't
that
watch the women's side enough to know
it
to
was
understand.
yeah. I was looking at it at work today.
Hmm.
Agata got last place at the first Sheffield, and then
Hmm.
she won last year. So that I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool, going from literally
Dang,
last place to first place.
he
Yeah,
switched Jesus roles.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
He's just
yeah.
going
She
from
did.
first to last.
Didn't Amanda get last as well in women's?
No, not
Florence?
last. She was pretty low though, because she actually had like a decent meet, but
Hmm.
just with
I
the
thought
scoring of Sheffield, she didn't do well.
I thought she got bought. I thought she got last for some reason.
I don't think so.
I don't think she's ever podium before.
No, no, she hasn't.
You
Um,
set the bar too high.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I know she broke like that deadlift world record. It was like the heaviest women's deadlift in the IPF.
yeah.
Yeah, that was fire.
So, yeah, that was pretty hype. But
That was at the
like
first Sheffield, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
But like, I don't know if I can see her breaking her total world record and like making the podium.
yeah.
Unfortunately,
That's the thing with the women's side, especially, is that it's growing so fast. Or I shouldn't
Hmm.
say it's growing. Well, it is growing fast, but it's still underdeveloped compared to the men's side,
Yeah.
where the totals are growing so fast that if you're just barely breaking the world record total, you're not doing that well at Sheffield.
Hmm.
Pushu is one that we talked about in the first podcast about how uh like she's been winning worlds over and over, but just not progressing. And for Sheffield,
Yeah.
that's it doesn't matter how well you do, it's about how much better you do than the world record. So
Yeah. That's like the worst position you can be in, honestly, for
yeah,
Sheffield.
she won the first Sheffield. She had the highest like coefficient score, but didn't actually podium or place well.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So
Set the bar too high for herself.
yeah, literally. Um, we can kind of go back to Shell. I don't know if we talked about. Uh, do you guys think he will break 800 this meet?
Um, man, that's
I don't
tough.
think I don't think he'll break 800. I think it'd be really awesome if he did,
Yeah,
and I wouldn't honestly think someone's talking crazy if they were to say that.
yeah.
I just don't think objectively it's in his favor to. He still has to cut um I want to say five 5 pounds about, right?
He when he did this SPD day, he was 68.9, so 2.9
Yeah,
kilos over.
so about yeah,
Yeah, a little over
five
six
plus pounds.
pounds.
So he needs to still cut weight. He's gonna travel, and you can't control your variables as well in a meet.
Yeah,
Hmm.
So I mean, I don't think it's in his favor to total 800, but I don't think it's wild to think that.
yeah, I agree.
Well, I mean, in that last post, what was the total he posted in training
797
797.
and a half, I think.
at 68?
Yeah.
68.9.
And he could have probably broken 8 that.
Yeah, he had a little more room.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it didn't look like that 800 total, or sorry, 797.
Yeah,
It didn't look that hard. It wasn't hard at all, actually.
I think his squat
Um,
was pretty close, but like his bench and deadlift, I think he
Yeah.
had a decent amount of room.
on the deadlift, he had a lot. He had quite a bit.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I think he can go over 800, but I don't think he will. I think
yeah.
he's going to break the world record by a considerable margin, regardless, and win. But I don't think he really needs to like push that limit at this meet in order to win. So I don't think he
I
will.
I don't
And
know
he
if
might
winning is what he's really looking at though. Like obviously he wants to win, but I feel like I don't think he's going to take if he has 800 on the day, I think he'll go for 800. I don't know if he'll push
yeah,
past
I
800.
I agree with you because, I don't if that big of a landmark, you never know when you're gonna be able to touch that again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean look
Your
at
your
Ray
body can
Williams.
only your body can only lift that heavy so many times.
Yeah.
So when you're that strong, you really need to be smart with when you take your loads, I think.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There's a couple examples I think like Ray Williams when he did that 490 kilogram squat. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if he would have had 500 on the day, but I know he wanted 500 and he's never broken that since.
He
Um,
is probably not gonna touch it.
yeah, no, I think it's too late now. But even that one like untested bencher, I think Julius Maddox was his name.
Yes.
Isn't he the guy that was trying to bench like 800 raw?
Yes.
He had that. I remember he had that one like local meet that he did where he purposely stopped at like 780 or 770 or something because he was saving the 800 for a bigger meet, and he's
Hmm.
never been as strong as he was that day. So I think it's something like that where like I
Damn.
think Shell's good for it. So like you
Mhm.
might as well go for it and hit it now because you don't know. I mean, we pray he doesn't, but I mean he could have an injury that sets him back, and he just never has the opportunity to do it again.
Or even just variables, life
Yeah,
variables.
yeah. I mean,
You're
he's
right.
even said, what was that, Asante?
I said you're right. I think I'm gonna change my answer.
Oh, well,
You guys have
because
you guys have convinced me.
yeah, I feel like he's even said how his recovery is way worse at this weight and stuff like that. Where I feel like if he stayed at it for too long, he would like he's at a very high risk for injury. I think now compared to when he was at 74.
I agree.
So yeah, so I don't know. I'd say go all out right now and see what happens. We'll have to ask him about it. We'll have to ask him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you're watching, we will have him on. It is confirmed. Austin is the goat for that, and
Yep.
Shell's the goat for that as well.
Yeah,
But yes, stay tuned for the next couple.
yeah, yeah. That'll be next week actually. That'll be the next one that drops after this.
Yep. That's gonna be a good one,
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited.
dude. Shell doing 800 at 66 is gonna like if he does that, that's gonna fuck up the weight class for a long time.
It
Yeah. So
really will.
actually, that was uh how Waskar was kind of in that position where like his third deadlift at Worlds was to qualify for Sheffield. Like he already won, but he just needed it to qualify.
Yeah.
Because you need 95%. 95% of 800 is 760. So
Oh my god.
if Shell like does this meet, I think he said he's going to stay 66, but say he
Mhm.
does this meet at Sheffield, hits 800 and stops competing, there might not be another 66 at Sheffield for a while because you can't go to Sheffield unless you total 760. The
Yeah, that's
only
that's a
person,
scary thought, bro.
the only person like Daniel Clements seemed like he was the outlier 66 for doing 745 and a half. Now, if Shell does this, that wouldn't even qualify him for Sheffield. Like
That's
if
so
Daniel
crazy.
was at the first Sheffield or second Sheffield, he probably would have won it. Now for the next one, he wouldn't even be able to make it. That's that's crazy.
And I mean, I just to throw this out there, I Google translated Shell's name in Norwegian, and I think it is confirmed Shell. We will see. Um,
We'll ask him.
I just really don't want to butcher his name when we're talking about it so much, but
Yeah, yeah,
um, yeah, no, I think Shell, that'd be such a flex. Like honestly, I would love to do that. Like if I were in Shell's position to just put the bar so high that no one else can even touch
yeah,
that
yeah,
competition because you were so strong that day that no one else can touch it.
yeah,
You can't even
yeah.
compete, bro. G
Yeah,
League,
that's
they're G League players.
That's crazy. What about the 83s? I know the 83s have been around recently, like 860. So kind of the next big milestone for them is 900. Do you think any of the 83s will break 900 at Sheffield? There's Russ
no,
Jurins, Ade, and Tim. Do you think any of them will break 900?
nah, I can't
Noah?
see it.
Noah, do you think any of the 83s will break 900?
Yeah, break 900?
Yeah, or at least
No,
total 900.
no. The only person, yeah, no, no. The only person that I think could even hit 900 is someone that's not in Sheffield.
Yeah,
So, I mean, yeah, I think they'd be, if they have a perfect meet, they'll be just under 900, but I don't think they'll touch 9.
I agree. Yeah, I think Russ has the highest ceiling right now in at for the 83s at Sheffield. Um, but I don't know. I don't see his high end at 900. I would love to be proved wrong because it would make PA
Mhm.
Nats more exciting. Like imagine if Russ does 900 at Sheffield, and then we go into watching PA Nats knowing that the 83s not only they have to win, but they have to break 900 kilograms to make it to Worlds. That'd be crazy.
Yeah,
But
I
I don't know.
I
I don't
think
I
for
don't see
the
Russ at 900.
I think for the 83 battle, like the total to win is going to be somewhere around like 875 to 890.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 880.
Yeah, around there.
Yeah,
But 900 is fucking ridiculous. I mean, I hope someone proves me wrong and does
yeah,
it. I'd love to see that. But like, I just, from what I've seen right now, I don't know if I could see that happening.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
know.
Ade hasn't been posting a lot. Maybe he's cooking up something crazy that we don't know about.
I feel
But
like I feel like he's had problems executing though at meets.
in the
I could be
past,
wrong,
No,
but
I think he has had problems, and that's why he's finally hit that
yeah,
860 whatever. Is it
yeah, 860,
865?
861, I
861.
think.
My bad.
Yeah,
But he finally hit 861 because I think he pulled his third dead and things lined up. When he hit 861, it looked like he had some room on each lift, honestly, which is
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
especially that
And
deadlift. He honestly had like another like 10 to 15 maybe
yeah,
low
that
key.
deadlift is crazy.
yeah. Isn't
But
isn't it weird? Like Anna's deadlift was so far ahead of everyone else's, and now there's a couple 83s that are getting close to that mark. Like Ade, Bornstein, they're all like nearing that same deadlift.
yeah,
It's not really an
what?
outlier deadlift anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of facts. Yeah, because what Ade pulled 800 even. Like it was like 363, right?
I think so, yeah. And even Angelo now too pulled 800,
Yeah,
Yep. And
in
363.
squatted
training.
7.
In training.
Yeah, yeah. Wait,
Um,
Hey,
what'd you say, Noah?
and squatted 7.
Oh yeah,
and he spotted seven.
I
He's
don't
the
see
only the
any
only
other
83 that can do
83
that.
doing that.
yeah. First
Any other
83. That's
other
crazy.
Yeah, no one else is doing that. I wonder why a certain page refuses to post him.
they got beef with him.
Hey, there was
Yeah, I guess
actually
so.
in the comments, Angelo actually talked about it. He actually said because there was a comment that was like, "Oh, they never post him." Angelo even
Mhm.
replied and was like, "They've actually posted me many times, just not recently since I started the podcast." So I don't know. I thought it was cool that Angelo was like not like backing them, but saying like, "Well, that's not true. I've been posted many times by them." I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of cool.
I've never
What
seen
a
a I've
guy.
never seen an Angelo post on King of the Lifts.
Yeah, I don't know. I At that time I probably didn't even know who he was.
Yeah,
I might have seen it and just didn't know it was him. Yeah, I don't know. Sheffield. That's I think that's my favorite part of Sheffield though. Is it's one big meet, but there's also like little competitions within the meet too.
hmm
Like obviously to win your weight class, if you win your weight class, you place higher. But it's cool to see who will win the 83s, and it's cool to see like Shelvin, Kasim Sand, just like stuff like that, like the weight class battles within the meet itself. I think
hmm
that's one of my favorite parts of Sheffield is keeping track of the weight classes.
Yeah. I think the 83 battle is like what gets me most excited about Sheffield, honestly.
Yeah,
Like more than
yeah,
Shell.
yeah. I
So
agree. Are there even any other weight class battles? Because the 83s have so many.
the 93s. Is Emil's in there, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Emil
Emil
and
versus Gustav.
Gustav. Yeah, that's true.
What else? I mean, is Comstensad and Shell, is that a battle? Could it be a
Yeah,
battle?
I mean they're still in the same weight class.
There's
hmm
no battle. That's like saying you were battling that one Japanese kid at Worlds when you didn't
Hey,
Bro,
hey,
even.
hey, hey. He's a
Hey,
cool
we
guy.
respect it, bro.
hey, I'm just saying, man. I'm a fellow Japanese person. I
Okay.
There's no hate here or discrimination, I promise. But
Me,
it's like saying that was a battle. I mean, you
yeah.
totaled 45 kilos more with leaving 10 to 15 kilos on your deadlift.
Me and him are actually going like back and forth on deadlifts right now. He just hit a deadlift PR that I've never done. He did 606 for six.
Really?
Yeah.
With strap?
Yeah, it was with straps and I
Okay,
don't know if every rep was like fully locked out, but
yeah. You
he's
just invalidated it for me.
yeah,
Sorry.
respectfully, he's kind of a strapaholic, but 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 he's like his. I think before Worlds, his like triple PR in the gym was higher than what he did at Worlds because it was with straps. It gives him so much of a boost. Where
Mm,
like straps help my grip, but like my positioning doesn't change at all with straps. So like my strength is pretty much the same. Some people like do a fingertip grip with straps. Then it just
yeah,
changes
Yep.
leverages and makes it way easier. It's like how Nori used to be too.
yeah,
I think that hurts people honestly because it inflates their number that they have on meet day,
Yeah,
and they're coming in expecting X number, but it's really not even in question. Like it shouldn't even it shouldn't be a thought.
yeah,
So because if you put 60646, just like I don't do this, but like if you just throw it into an RPE calculator,
yeah,
it'd probably tell you that you have like 700 something.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Actually, in fact,
So yeah, imagine going into a
yeah,
meet with that, like expecting to pull 700.
yeah, that'd be crazy.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with having high goals, I guess.
Well,
But
high goals
Yeah,
are
but then
different than
he's gonna open what
fantasy.
like 290 probably, and that's probably his true max.
yeah, I don't know. What like when you train like that, you gotta learn how to like kind of adjust your expectations for meet day performance.
Yeah, 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 I agree. Um,
What's the next bullet point?
yeah,
Dude, it
Sante,
says
this was actually yours.
Huh?
What?
this RPE calculator. I put 606 RPE 10 for
Hmm.
6 reps. I don't know if it
Mhm.
was, but it said 725.
That's
Oh, it's out
crazy.
here.
I mean, obviously they're not accurate,
Yeah,
completely accurate, but I'm just saying it inflates numbers.
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
What were you saying, Austin?
This next one was yours actually. This one was your idea, which I thought was really good. The
Hmm.
legacy for each lifter.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. I think that's a good one. Just how does because I think Sheffield means different things for each person. Like not
Yeah,
only America versus other lifters, which we can get into a little bit later, um, but just lifter to lifter, like for their career. Like I don't know what's a good like Elba, that one girl that got the reserve spot. Like if
hmm
she gets last at Sheffield, it's not gonna mean anything. Like no one's really gonna care compared to if Russ gets last place. They're like those situations. It's the same situation, but they're gonna do completely different things to their like powerlifting career.
their legacy.
Yeah, yeah,
Do we want to just like go from like 59s up and just talk about what it means for every lifter?
we could. Yeah, we can just go through
Nines, we
each
could start
lifter.
at 66. Just kidding.
Well, I mean, honestly, I feel like for Waskart, it's not gonna affect him that much either way because no
Hmm.
one expects anything. Like, I don't mean it in a rude way, but just with how high that world record total is and it being from Sergey, it's just like if he gets last place, I think people kind of already expected that in the first place. So,
Hmm.
Well, what does anyone know what's his total? What's his best total?
It's like
Waskar's,
637 point
Because
something.
I was about to say if he can break 650, like hit 650, or even break that, that would be honestly, I like I don't actually hate the 59s. That's a joke, but that would be really cool just to see that a 59 is breaking into that 650 mark. That
Yeah.
current 59s, right?
yeah.
That's not roided out of their minds. Um,
What's the world record set at in the 59s? The total?
Sergey's best raw total is 672 and a half. I don't know if
Jesus
that's the world
Christ.
record or not. And then Waskar's best total is 638. So, how we were saying,
yeah,
like
I mean,
11 people,
if he can break
like,
650, I think that'd be really cool. And
yeah,
honestly, that would help his legacy because he's not in on steroids. I mean, he's drug free for now that
yeah,
we
Yeah.
know.
Hmm.
Um, but unlike
I think the
Sergey,
total he does matters more than the placing, because I think
Yeah.
yeah,
the
yep,
placing is kind of, I don't want to say solidified because obviously anyone can have a bad meet, but if everyone
Hmm.
has a perfect meet, Waskar will be in last place just because
yeah,
the world record
he's
total
good.
is so high.
He's good.
Yeah.
66 now.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Let's start
So
with
Shell and Kasim Sound.
Compton. Um, I think for him, I mean, all right, I'm gonna be real. I don't think he's gonna beat Shell. Just
well,
getting it out of the way.
Wow, Zante, that's a hot take.
It's not. It's not a hot
I
take, but I still think that he can improve his legacy with his meet, even with losing.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, he holds the world record total right now. Like he's the one that holds it. So
mhm. Yeah. So if he can just I don't know, if he can break the world record total, push it up into like I don't know the 720s, 730s maybe.
yeah,
I feel like that just kind of like further legitimizes his world title
yeah, I agree.
because I mean he came into worlds as like he came in considered like an underdog despite holding like the world record total at the time,
Yeah,
or he still holds it now 710.5 right,
yep,
710. Um, he had a couple of bad years and people kind of forgot about him. So I think this would just kind of like further establish him as like a top 66 outside of Shell, I guess.
yeah, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think he's gonna prove that he belongs to be there, belongs at that meet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I
So
would, based on his training, I would put him as like the number 266 right now. Yeah, I mean, if you don't count Shell, I guess you can't count Shell yet since he hasn't actually done a meet at 66. I think
yeah,
he is like obviously he won World, so he's the best 66, but just based on training numbers, I think he
hmm
is genuinely the closest person to Shell right now.
I think I think he can go like top three.
Yeah, I agree. I think with
Yeah,
how relatively low the 66 total is, I think Shell could,
mhm.
or I think he could go second or third.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Let's say like the 83s don't like break the world record by as much as we thought, and maybe Hurt comes in second. I could see Compton in that like number three spot.
Yeah, I agree. So
So
I don't know. I think this meet's pretty important for him.
mhm. It's gonna be really exciting.
Yeah, I think Shell pretty similar too, where
Yeah,
especially now that he has all this hype around him, I think this if he does bad, I think it's gonna hurt him a little bit. If he does really good, it's only gonna help him. I mean, he's won worlds as a 74. He's done all these things and equipped. Now, if you add a raw like Sheffield championship on top of that at 66, that just further kind of solidifies his legacy.
I have a bit of a hot take about Shell.
Okay.
Um, I think if he goes into this meet and like does what we think he can do, which is like high 700s, possibly 800 total, as a 66. If that happens, we low key might have to put him in the goat convo because
Yeah.
you gotta think about it. If he wins a Sheffield title, what hasn't Shell won in the sport?
Yeah.
He
Well,
would have
because he
like
has
the
all the
most
equipped
complete
stuff
resume
too.
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have the most complete IPF resume ever.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Like he's
think it
been
goes
a
further than that. I mean, if he comes in and totals even high 700s, that weight class has never seen 750, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
I mean, that's just like a benchmark, right? It's just so far ahead. I don't think you can argue that he is not in that GOAT conversation, at least for the lightweights.
yeah.
Um,
Because well, I mean, what would that dots be? Can someone pull
So
that up? Do the math on it?
actually,
probably
this
620, 630.
if Shell if Shell does 792. That would be a 12 times bodyweight total.
What the
There's
fuck?
never
Oh
been
my.
a 12 times bodyweight total.
Yeah,
Wait,
like
what's the dots though?
yeah,
I'll look. I think even on the untested side, I don't know if there's ever been a 12 times bodyweight total.
That's
really.
insane. 792.
That's not crazy. I think that's like well within his range.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I really hope he stays healthy.
Hmm.
It's really exciting to see what he does.
So if he does with what he did in training, the 797.5 at 68.9, that's a 605 dots. If he does 800 at 66, that's a 626 dots.
Is that would be like the highest like drug tested dots ever, right?
Yeah, Perk has the highest right now,
What's he at? 616?
somewhere around there. Yeah,
Yeah, bro. Yeah, if Shell does that, when Sheffield puts up a fucking 620 dots, yeah, that's he's the goat. There's
yeah,
no arguing against it. That's the goat. Because like the
Yeah.
resume would be like multiple time like Equip World Champion,
yeah. Raw world
Raw
And
World
he's
champion.
Champion.
and he's
Uh,
beaten the previous
yeah,
Yeah,
tested GOAT,
yeah.
yeah,
Taylor.
that
Yeah.
would.
I mean, that's a freaking awesome resume, man.
Plus, I don't know like equipped stuff, like much equipped lifting, but I believe he also beat like the equipped goat kind of in the 74s.
Yep.
Wow.
So that's why people call him the goat slayer.
Yeah. So if he does that, he'll have like won at literally every level that there is to win in the IPF.
Yeah,
Locally, regionally, world level, he's won Sheffield.
Just
The resume will be complete. He'll have
just
like
to be like devil's advocate there,
okay.
I don't think that Sheffield is a good benchmark for the GOAT conversation. I think
Hmm.
it's cool. Like it is something cool to put on your resume,
Yeah.
but I also don't think it contributes into it just because you can have these crazy out like I just don't think winning Sheffield because each weight class is so different. It's not the same. They don't compete on the same. They don't start in the same spot. I guess is what I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
and that's
yeah,
life. Like we don't compete at the same spot, but we're comparing something here. So it's hard to compare when you don't start in the same spot.
yeah. Well, it's
I
even
know what you
like
mean.
the Amanda Lawrence thing. Like she's never
Yeah,
been good at Sheffield. That doesn't mean she's one of the worst lifters at Sheffield.
Yeah,
But
that's
I mean,
facts.
I've always said like since Sheffield started, I love Sheffield, but I've always said I would take an open world title over like a Sheffield championship.
Really?
I feel like long term, an open championship is going to hold more like power than a Sheffield title.
I agree.
I'm gonna have to disagree.
Okay, think about it.
Hot take, but
Other than Sheffield having the money on it, what value does that title hold? Other than you are competing against other people, the strongest other people in other weight classes, but you're not competing against your respective weight class, which is what people mainly care about.
I don't know. I just look at it as like the All Star game. You know what the All Star
Mm.
game is in like basketball? That's what Sheffield is in
But
power
yeah,
in a
do
but
powerlifting
people
if
care
sense.
you
about that?
It's like bro, if you win Sheffield, you are the champion of champions.
yeah,
You're
but
that
if
the
you
outlier amongst other
Kinda,
outliers.
if
kinda.
you win like a All Star game MVP, that doesn't mean you're the best player in the league.
Yeah, not necessarily because
Here,
over there they don't take the All Star game seriously. But like at this meet, everyone is like trying to go all out, trying to put up their best total to break this world record. And
Yeah,
if you're able to like push the limit of your weight class further than anyone else, I feel like that has to hold some sort of weight.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
it does. I think it does hold some weight, but it's
I'd
not
I'd
as
say
much.
I'd say it's like equal or above a world title.
Nah,
I'd
dude,
say
think about it. Hey,
equal or
we're
below.
we're talking about Shell right now because
Yes.
he has he's coming down from another weight class and he's able to hold on to his strength. That's why he's so far ahead of other people, right?
Hmm.
Not to take anything away from him, but that's like the main thing. You're just trying to beat your the world record total by X amount. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean because honestly, the 66 kg world record is just too low.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Like it's not you can't really compare that as much.
I feel like Sheffield almost promotes good singular meets compared to longevity because like you can have an insane performance at Sheffield, and then if you stay at that same insane performance year after year, you're not gonna keep winning Sheffield. Even though you could still be winning world title after world title, you're not gonna be winning Sheffield over and over. Like Sheffield promotes being really good at one specific time, not being good over like a long period of time.
Yeah. I guess I just believe that like if Shell sets the world record that high, and like he is like in that Sergey role where he just kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
sets the standard and like everyone else is just kind of chasing for a while. Um,
yeah.
I think that that kind of like adds to the legacy, in my
I
opinion.
agree because I think for him
Yeah.
it's more about the total than the number of world championships at 66. Like
Yeah,
in his situation, winning Sheffield would mean more than winning a world title. But I think for most people, a world title holds more than a Sheffield title. Because like if Shell, like how we said earlier, Shell can go in and probably total like 740 to 750 and win Sheffield,
hmm,
or he can go in and total 800 and win Sheffield. Like he's still winning Sheffield either way. It's not necessarily winning Sheffield that gives him that like prestige. It's just the total itself, in my
yeah.
opinion. But
Well, I think it would be something like similar to Taylor's 838 performance and what that did for him legacy wise.
yeah, it's like the mix of longevity and the really good performance.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Anyways, we can move on to Perk. What'll this do for Perk's legacy?
If he wins it,
Yeah, or if he does really bad.
oh
It's
man,
I don't think he's not like a Russ right now to where he's won how many, national titles
Yeah,
and IPF championships. He doesn't have Russ status yet. He
hmm,
definitely is on the way to, but if he loses Sheffield, I don't think it'll diminish or take away anything from him because he's already established the highest dots now,
hmm,
and that's really hard to argue against. You can't take that away from him. So if he does bad, he does bad. But if he does great, it's just gonna keep solidifying him as that status, like the best. So
I agree.
yeah, I think I'd have to agree with you. No,
I think winning can increase his legacy a lot and help it a lot, but I don't think losing is actually going to hurt him that much. I think he's in like a
yeah,
really good situation right now.
yeah, he literally can't lose.
Yeah, no. I mean,
I
he's
mean,
so
I mean, if he goes in there and like, let's say he has a bad meet and he doesn't break his old like world record from this past worlds,
yeah,
I think that's like the worst case scenario for him.
yeah. Well, because if that happens, realistically he could match his world record from Worlds and still realistically be like 10th or 11th place
Yeah,
out of 12. But I don't think that's really going to hurt his legacy necessarily that much.
it
I feel
I
like
won't.
mean,
he's so far ahead.
I think maybe some people will be like disappointed just because of like the
Yeah,
hype that's around him. So
yeah,
like, if he were to go in there and not break the world record, I think a lot of people would be a little let down with the performance. But like I said, that's like worst case scenario. Um,
yeah.
he
Long
can
term, I
literally
don't
only
think
go up
it'll.
here.
Yeah, I don't think it'll hurt him at all, like long term.
Hmm.
But we can go on to 83s.
Now,
We'll
someone here in the 83s does have a lot on the line,
yeah,
in my opinion.
we'll start with Jurens. We'll start with Jurens.
Okay.
I think
He has nothing to lose.
yeah,
He
I don't
he
think
can
Jurens really has anything to lose.
yeah
He's
he
the
and
old
he
man, bro.
He can
He's
win.
just there for fun. He's just grateful to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if he wins, I don't even. If he wins, it will be a huge boost. Like it'll be
Yeah,
insane. It will
imagine.
be absurd, and he'll be kind of like that Russ that beat Brett Gibbs,
Hmm.
Yeah,
and so it'll really solidify that. So he has nothing to lose, everything to win. He's in a really good spot too, except that Perk just has a more of a chance of winning than.
yeah. Imagine the Instagram edits he could do with this. The Instagram edits of him beating Russ were insane. Imagine
Oh
you
my
add
god.
beating Russ a second time at Sheffield on top of that. Oh my
Back
gosh.
to back,
Oh man.
Yeah.
back to
Back
back.
to back. Jesus.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think he has that much to lose. Except
Yeah.
I
No.
will say though, he is like the meat is in his country. So
Yep.
like the
I mean,
the
it's an
crowd
audience
is going to
country too.
be the yeah, true. But I mean like the crowd is going to be insane for him. He's going to be the crowd favorite out of the entire meet for sure, just because
I
of what he did
agree.
at Worlds and how supportive he's been like in representing the country. So
Mhm.
I think if he does bad, I don't think anyone will be disappointed, but like the he's going to be the crowd favorite. So everyone wants to see kind of the crowd favorite do well. So
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know.
He's kind of like just that people's champion right now,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
he
yeah, he is.
just
Well, he is
gave.
the champion. He's not just the people's champion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't take
So
it away
if
from him.
he even if he bombs like if he bombs out, people will still cheer on and
yeah,
be like,
yeah,
look where you're taking British powerlifting, right?
yeah,
Where
Yeah.
you put us even more on the map. Like obviously the Great Britain's still really like they're decently competitive
Hmm.
in a couple weight classes.
yeah,
But him doing that, I think definitely put Britain on the map more. Before, I wouldn't hear anyone talk about them, but now people do talk about them as a powerlifting team. So
yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
Got a lot of young guys over there.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that kind of leads into Ade. I
Hmm.
think
yep.
it. I mean, this is his first. He's never been to an open worlds. He's only been to. Has he even been to like junior worlds? I don't even
He's been in
know.
junior world. Yeah.
Oh, has he?
He's done
Okay.
junior. Yeah.
Yeah.
So still like I don't know. If he loses this meet, I guess there's a lot of hype around him, but like I don't know. I feel like he doesn't have much to lose right now. He does hold
I
the
think
world
he's
record, the current world record, but
yeah, he's the current world record holder. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know, maybe.
I think he's
I
in a
think
similar boat
he,
as Duran's.
yeah, I think he's pretty similar to Jurgens, but almost he has a little bit more to lose in the
Yeah.
fact that he just broke the record, and if he doesn't solidify himself here, at least breaking his world record again,
Hmm.
I don't think people like they won't pay too much attention to him unless he keeps up with the big guys. Like he has to keep proving himself. I mean, that's part of legacy. You prove yourself over and
Yeah.
over again, not just a one shot wonder, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think
I think
he's in
he
the
does
same
have a little
position.
bit more to lose, but
Yeah.
he can gain a lot from it too.
Yeah. I think he's in like the same position as Jurens, but almost like the opposite at the same time. Where Jurens is at like
Yep.
the back end of his career, where if he does bad, people are like, "Oh well, I mean, you did good in this sport." Where Ade, if he does bad, it's like, "Oh, is this what the rest of his career is going to be like?"
Hmm.
Yep.
So, like, I don't know. I feel like he will actually it'll hurt him more doing bad than it would Jurens. I
For
Yep.
feel like
sure.
I
Jurens
agree.
genuinely just has nothing to lose right now.
Yeah.
Just talking about him makes me want Jurens to do better now.
Yeah. I don't think there's anyone that I like. Not that I dislike anyone, but there's not like in the obviously there's people I dislike in the real world, but like the powerlifting world, it's not like I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope they have a bad meet, or I hope this person beats that person.
Yeah,
I don't really feel that way. I don't want anyone to have a terribly bad meet because
Hmm.
there's so much hype.
Yeah,
Like I want to see everyone do as the best that they can, or not necessarily beat the other person. Like those if Ade beats Russ, I'm not gonna be mad about it, even if I'm from the U.S. Like I'm gonna cheer Russ on, obviously, because
Hmm.
he's a U.S. lifter, and that'd be really cool if he could beat those guys. But I wouldn't be mad if they beat him.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can get into our next person then. Russ. I think he honestly has like out of the 83s at least, he has the most to lose by not like performing at this meet.
I feel like out of everyone in this meet, not only men's side, I feel like out of all 24 lifters, he has the most to lose
Yeah, the most pressure for sure.
because he's
Because I
built
mean,
up his legacy already.
yeah, he's what 2-time world champion, 6-time national champ.
National, yeah.
Came into Worlds as the heavy favorite and got kind of chin checked a little bit. You know.
And this is his second Sheffield invite, technically,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh yeah, because he got
2020.
like invited.
So
Yep.
his resume is pretty crazy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And the reason why I believe he has this much pressure is just because of like the all the narratives around him that I've heard floating around on the internet. Like, oh, Russ is washed. His era's done. This motherfucker can't hit depth. He can't perform.
That's just you.
It,
That's just the stuff
Huh?
you're
it,
saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I be reading the comments. I'm in the powerlifting group chats. I know
Hassan
what
is
people
just
think about
voicing his
Russ.
thoughts right now.
hey, if your group chats are saying that, that says a lot about you, man.
I'm the one defending, bro.
I'm just
I'm like,
saying,
Yeah, the
usually
only
people
group
that think
chats
the same walk in the same crowd, so
the only
oh my
group chats I'm
goodness.
in that talk about Russ that way are the ones that you're also in.
oh,
I feel like
Wow.
it's just you. It's just you.
Listen, I don't listen, guys. I don't believe these things about Russ. These guys are coming up with fake allegations to my name. I want Russ to do well. I think he will do well,
Yeah.
but I don't know. He's just been on top for so long that people are just ready to see him lose. They're like ready, like people are tired of seeing him at this point. Can we agree on
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
That's like,
Well, I think they're tired of seeing him, and he's very flashy. He's not like a traditional European like lifter. He's
mhm,
very flashy. He's you know what he speaks with how what he wears too. Like he's
mhm,
Yeah.
very loud. He's loud
yeah,
with what he wears.
hmm
So
yeah. And it's
and
just
I
like
don't
anytime Russ loses, it's like it's a big deal. You know.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Like that's a really good place to be in, but
Hmm.
also there's a lot to lose in that position.
Yeah, because I think like him losing at Worlds, it honestly made like a lot of people like lose respect for him. Like people, I saw, I never saw like so many people that were like genuinely happy to see another man lose. It was crazy when Russ lost. So if
It
he
was
goes out here
yeah.
and loses again, especially if he doesn't like at least beat Jurens, man, that's I don't know,
But
that's gonna be tough to bounce back from.
I don't. Jurgens isn't. Like, if you lose to Jurgens, it's not like it's. He's not a no. He's a world champion, man. I mean,
I
if you
know, but
lose
it's
to him,
just
that's
it's
respectable.
I understand that, but it's just like Russ has just been like the guy
Yeah.
for so long.
No, I know where you're coming from. You're. It's just what people are creating it to be.
Yeah, there is a narrative around Russ.
Yeah,
Can we
for
agree with
sure.
that? Yeah, at this point in time, and I feel like just the in terms of like public opinion, the opinion within the community, Russ has like a lot to lose for sure. Now, if he comes in here and like and he wins the weight class battle, maybe even wins the whole meet or podiums at least. I mean that I think that solidifies him as like the 83 goat for sure. So he
Yeah.
has a lot to gain and a lot to lose at the same time.
I agree. I
So
agree.
like this meet could like literally in my like the way I see it, I think this meet can really like make or break his legacy.
I agree.
So that's my opinion. I'm done chirping.
Also, If he does lose though, and he comes back and really does what um, the Russ the people on Russ's side have been saying what he can do. If he does what they say he can do and comes back, I think that'd be huge for his legacy too.
Hmm.
Just because, yeah, he rose up, beat the guy that everyone wanted to beat, Brett Gibbs. He stayed on top. He got set back, and he came back and proved himself. Like that story is like very typical hero story. They
Yeah.
get to the top, they fall, but then they're back at the top again. I think that would also help his legacy. So he's
Hmm.
not cooked, is what I'm trying to say. If he
Yeah.
loses it, it's definitely going to deteriorate his legacy and put a smear on it. But he can make a really good comeback and show why they're why people wanted to beat him for so long. I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you got,
Um,
Mr. Nikolai?
I I mean I agree. I think Russ for sure has the most to lose. I think he can gain a lot too. I mean, Sheffield is kind of built for Russ, I feel like his personality. Like
Yep.
Absolutely.
Sheffield is just a performance. Like you're there to show off and get the crowd hyped, and like this meet is kind of made for him. And I feel like he's gonna really feed off of that and do well.
Yeah.
But at the
I
same
think.
time, with Duran's and it being at like Duran's country, I feel like
Hmm.
I don't know. I feel like he could also do the opposite and hurt his career a lot, like you guys said.
Yeah. That's going to be a
Well,
hostile environment too.
Yeah.
In the
the
UK, man.
Russ,
Russ might not make it to the venue.
dude, I honestly think Russ is that guy to really show under pressure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And this is, like you said, Austin is kind of it's his meat, like it's his style of meat. I think it's more in his favor to go crazy, like to do something above and beyond what we've seen. The only thing that puts it back is that it's in England, and you just never know.
Yeah.
You never know what can happen with flights. I believe his flight got delayed last time too. Like he was pretty
For
pushed
Worlds,
back.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you never know what's gonna happen. So I think that does help his case more, though. That it's just a meet for a big performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna glaze a little bit. I think if there's one guy at this meet that I trust to rise to the occasion, it's Russ.
Yeah.
Call me crazy,
No, I
I mean, yeah,
but
he's probably the guy that I'd trust him to make a free throw type of thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Game on the line. I'm giving the ball to Russ.
Yep.
yeah. What
So
uh what about Tim? Tim Monagatti.
Oh, I'll be back. 1 second. You can
okay.
continue.
Sante, what do you think about Tim?
Well, I think he's kind of just like the other 83s. He has literally nothing to lose. I don't think anyone is. I don't want to say that. I don't know how many people are like expecting him to win the 83
Yeah.
battle
Yeah.
or to win the meet as a whole. But yeah, I don't know. He does like he's a quiet guy on social media. He's not like a super vocal and flamboyant like Russ. Um,
Yeah.
he's literally just a chill guy. Just does his thing.
Yeah.
Just lives. He's really strong. So like I think everyone wants to see him do well, but I don't think
He has
anyone
no
would be
haters.
surprised. Yeah, he doesn't have any haters. I don't think anyone would be surprised if he didn't win the battle or didn't win the meet. And so I don't really think he
Yeah.
has anything to lose. I think he only can gain from this meet.
I agree, yeah. Yeah, this can definitely help him, but I don't think it's gonna hurt him really in any way.
Yeah, like he's still building into the weight class. He's still got like some weight to gain.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. His
Like
meet
he's
was at
really.
like 80, 81.
Mhm. So like I believe he's going to get stronger. I think he's going to top that, like, what was it, 845.5 that he did at New Zealand Nationals, right?
It was something around there, yeah. It was just under
Yeah.
850, I think.
Yeah. I think he's just going to build upon that, push
Yeah,
his total even further. And
yeah,
I don't know. It's gonna be good for him, no matter how it goes.
I agree. So for the 93s, we have Emil and Gustav.
Mm.
Um, I think starting with Gustav, I don't know if he has too much to lose, but if Gustav did really well, I don't expect Gustav to win, but if
Hmm.
Gustav did really well, imagine the run of winning Sheffield, winning Worlds, and then coming back and winning Sheffield again the next year. Like in a weight class that stacked too. It's not like
Hmm.
Jesus like winning Sheffield, going to win Worlds, and then going to Sheffield again. This is like
Hmm.
one of the hardest weight classes to win. And then winning Sheffield, winning Worlds, and then coming back at Sheffield again. I
Yeah,
don't know. No one expected him to win last year. So, like, I don't know. He's in the same position now. And I don't think it really hurts him in a lot of ways. But I mean, I don't know. That he could definitely do something that no one else has ever done before.
yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty unlikely that he like repeats as the Sheffield champion.
Yeah.
But I mean, if he can go in there and he can break that world record, like go over what did Gavin set it at, like 901, right?
Yeah, something around there.
Yeah, I don't know if Gustav can break into the 900s and win that rematch against Emil,
Hmm.
that's gonna look really really good for him and his resume and his legacy. Now
Yeah, I agree.
on the flip side, let me preface. I don't think Gustav has anything to prove at this point,
Yeah.
but I think Emil does. So I think this is going to be a very important meet for Emil here. If he can come in here, win that weight class battle, and also go above 900, because we know he's been capable of 900 for a while now, right? Like at least a year.
Yeah, I
Multiple
think
93s have. A lot
Yeah.
have been.
yeah, I was gonna say both Gustav and Emil, I think both have been capable of 900.
Hmm. Well, I guess with Emil, it's because he hasn't really like ever won anything right yet. He hasn't won Sheffield. He's never won the weight class
Hmm.
battle there. He's never won Worlds.
He's gotten
He was kind
second
of like
twice, I think.
yeah, he was
Hmm.
kind of like the favorite to win Worlds last year
Yeah,
or this
he's
year,
like
I guess.
the like perennial number two.
John Noriega.
Yeah, like, and it's literally never because he's not strong enough. It's just like small execution issues.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure he
So
just missed a deadlift last Worlds, so.
yeah,
hmm,
he's a missed deadlift away from literally like
It was,
a grip slip away from being a world
it was
champion.
like,
yeah,
yeah, the whole.
Yeah. So I think he definitely has something to prove by coming in and beating Gustav. That would be huge for him. Beating Gustav and going over 900. But
yeah.
which one of those would you say is more important?
Emil, I think.
No, I mean like for a mil, what is more important, going over 900 or beating Gustav?
Oh,
Going over 9.
yeah. Well,
Because if he goes over, because the thing is, if you go over 9, you're beating Gustav most likely. That's what I think.
I
If
think both of
Gustav
them.
goes,
I don't know. I think both of them are like comfortably over 900
Yeah, I feel like
mm,
if they go
Gustav
9
for
for
sure be
9.
over 9. Gustav
maybe,
actually
okay,
executes now.
if you bring that, now, you converted me. I will say he will have to beat Headland then.
Yeah,
Because if you're right, he is really close to 9. So if he beats Headland and if they both go over 9, I guess it doesn't matter if he hits 9 or not. Because Gavin already did
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. Yeah, you're right.
900's like a big milestone, but since it's already been done, it's not going to mean as much now if Emil does it. So I feel like just beating Gustav is more important.
for
Plus,
sure.
kind of like Noah said, it'll probably take over 900 to actually beat him. So,
Hmm.
um,
Who's next? Ash?
Ash for the 105s, yeah. I think this is probably the trickiest situation now, honestly, because like I feel like he does have a decent amount to lose, but with him going into it injured, I feel like it kind of takes away from that because now no one expects him to actually do well.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'd say my expectation for him, or like what I'd like to see at least, is just him come in healthy and string together like a good meat. I just don't want
Yeah,
to see him like come in and hurt himself again
yeah,
because
yeah,
that like little pec strain looks nasty, man.
yeah.
So
I feel like before the injury, he had a decent amount on the line just because of how successful he was as like a young lifter.
yeah,
That like I don't know, I've heard people say like you haven't even beaten your highest junior total yet in the open. Um, where I feel like now is kind of his time to prove it.
yeah,
And with him, I don't know, now being injured, I feel like that kind of takes away from it because he's injured. No one expects him to PR his total when you're injured. So,
yeah. And it's
but
not
on the
it's like a
on the other
small tweak
side,
either.
yeah, on the other side, he if he somehow got healthy quick and did really good this meet, I think that could do a ton for him too. Being, I mean, there haven't been many young junior lifters that were like on the top as a junior lifter and then still on top of this late into their career, like Ash. So if he came
Hmm.
and did something crazy, um, that would be crazy for him just with how long he's been in the sport for.
How
So,
old is Ash?
uh,
26,
I don't think
25?
he's that old. He's just been
Yeah,
competing
he's not
forever.
very old.
I think he's 26. He's
He was
younger. Yeah, I
27
mean,
at Worlds.
okay.
That's still pretty young, bro.
Yeah,
He's
so
got a lot of
he'll
time.
either be
He,
27 or 28 at
but
Sheffield.
we know he's basically done powerlifting based on words that he said.
Yeah,
Um, he has mentioned that he probably won't keep lifting competitively.
Really?
So,
I haven't
and
heard
I mean,
anything about this.
after World Games, I
Hmm.
think that might be his way out, unless he wants to try another year.
yeah. I think
I didn't know that.
recently he's actually kind of taken that back a little. I think still
Mm,
he doesn't expect to be in it long term. Um,
Hmm.
but I think more recently he's kind of said that he may cut down to 93 because that'll help him with his outside life and just be healthier for him, like with his
yeah,
job and
yeah.
all that. And then he could keep lifting that way. So I don't know. He may, I think, keep lifting later. But yeah, I think for a while his plan was to do Worlds, Sheffield, World Games, and then that was his powerlifting career.
But he does have a kid on the way.
Yeah,
He does.
yeah, that's
Baby,
true.
baby Ruthka,
Yeah, that's true.
another genetic freak in this world that we will see
Yep, yep, that's true.
Yeah, but having a kid can change a lot,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, for
in your
sure.
life, So
Yeah,
I'm gonna be curious to see like where Ash is in the next year or two.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Um, there's no 120s anymore now that Bob's
Yeah.
gone. Which,
God damn it, Bob.
honestly, if Bob was competing in this meet, I'd have him probably in like a almost secure second place. Um,
Hmm.
but with him being gone, it's a lot more up in the air. And Jesus is the last one.
What what is there to really say about Jesus? Like, there's nothing bad you can say about Jesus, honestly.
Oh, there is, buddy.
All
Man,
right, well, what do you have to say? Let's hear it, Noah.
that
Are you
was
gonna body shame him?
sarcasm. That was sarcasm. Ah, here's the thing with Jesus. He's not it's for me personally, it's really hard. Like he obviously is one of the best ever. Like
Yeah,
you can't argue that point. He's objectively one of the best ever. But it also for me, it's hard to put him there because who else is he competing against? You know
no
what I
one really.
mean? That's what I'm saying. It's the whole Amanda Lawrence thing. It's not to take away from what they've done, but it's just that he's never had like a close battle with anyone else. For me to say that he has a he doesn't have a legacy to lose because he didn't he didn't take over someone else's number one spot like legacy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like he
Hmm.
didn't
yeah.
take
He kind
someone
of.
else's like
Well, I was just gonna say he kind of like took over Ray's spot, but it was never like
yeah
a transition of like they went head to head and Ray beat him, and now Ray's number one,
yeah.
or I mean, and now
It was
Jesus is number one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't articulate my words very well, but it was never like the David and Goliath story, like Russ beating Brett. Like it's the guy to beat.
Yeah,
Jesus never had a guy to beat.
yeah,
Yeah, he's always been the guy.
I mean, I
yeah,
don't think he really has anything to lose. He has a little bit to gain here too. If he just puts another like, actually, if he puts in another total like, if he beats his world record, I think it could help his case a little more. But I don't think there's that much to gain. Like he's already established himself.
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. If he gets like last place again, I think that I mean kind of be a little stain, like oh you got last place at two Sheffields in a row. But
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean, I want to see if he can surpass the wrapped world record.
what is
oh,
it?
I have. Yeah, you got to pull that up, but I know he said he was chasing it. He already has the heaviest raw total ever, so now he's trying to surpass the like raw with wraps total, and he's like relatively close. It's not that far off for him.
Okay, I know. Was I don't- what do you know what his best total ever is?
It's too big. Pause. Can't remember the exact number.
I guess
1275.5 is the IPF equipped world record. I don't know what the wrapped world record is though.
yeah,
Just pull it
equipped
up
is
on
completely different.
Open Powerlifting.
Yeah, that's what I got now.
Okay, the raw
I
with
guess
wraps.
I don't even have a perspective of what wraps add. I just know wraps do add weight.
I mean, would would like 50 to 100 pounds be like a fair guess?
I mean, I honestly don't know. I don't know enough
Um,
about. I just don't care about wraps.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Dan
but
Dan Bell did 1182.5 in wraps.
and
Oh,
what's Jesus' best total right now?
1152.5. So an extra 30 kilos.
Or Jesus can do that.
I mean, I don't know. I that's with a 470 squat, 272.5 bench, and a 410 deadlift.
I mean,
I
let's.
feel like his bench is still around that same spot. His
Mhm.
deadlift he just pulled 420, but again, I don't know if that's counting in meat.
yeah, he does have a pretty iffy lockout.
And then
Yeah,
his four he did what 465 in training for squat just now or just recently.
something like that. Yeah.
His
I
I
best
think
mean,
in meat is 470.
I don't think that wrapped total will fall at this meet, but I think Jesus will break it at some point
I think he could
for sure.
eventually. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see.
I don't know. I just like to see Jesus break his world record total. Keep
yeah,
pushing the limits,
yeah. I
but
agree.
I don't think he's got anything to lose.
I honestly
No,
didn't know who Jesus was until like 20 last year,
Really?
2024.
really.
I didn't like, dude. I did not like. I don't pay attention to the super heavy weights or like the super lightweights.
Hmm.
So it's never like been like, oh, Jesus. I just know
When
him
he
because
was
he won Sheffield.
yeah, when he was first kind of like coming up and kind of surpassed Ray, I was like a a doubter just because I loved Ray and I
Really?
wanted Ray to stay the best. Yeah, not because I disliked Jesus, but I've always loved Ray. I just wanted Ray to stay on top. But
And I've been glazing since like 2021.
Ray is a pretty lovable guy without
Yeah,
knowing him.
yeah.
yeah,
Can't if you hate Ray, I don't fuck with you.
I saw him
Facts.
gambling
Like,
in Reno.
That's so big.
Couldn't miss him. He's a big guy.
yeah, he's one of the guys that I have to meet in person. Like
Yeah,
before I'm done with powerlifting, before he's done with
yeah.
powerlifting, I gotta meet him.
He might be like the most. I think he's and even whatever Jesus totals, Ray's still the super heavyweight goat.
You think so?
Just for me. I'm not
Yeah,
speaking
right now I still have
objectively,
Ray
but
as the GOAT.
just for me, like I just dude, Ray just has aura, bro.
Yeah, Ray
I
Ray
mean,
does have that aura, bro.
Ray has the best moment in powerlifting history, I think.
The 490 squat.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever see a moment more hype than that. Like
No,
a single lift moment.
the announcer just made that so insane too.
Hmm.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then his celebration.
Yeah. Yeah. It's iconic.
Bro, that shit was tough, dude.
That should be his profile
Bro.
picture.
He
Yeah.
literally wears his belt on his wrist like a watch, bro. He comes in strapped on with the SBD belt.
Jeez.
Yeah,
I want to see Ray take back that squat world record
I know,
from
me too.
Jesus.
Yeah, he tried at
And
NAPF.
I think he can do it.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
I
so.
think they might trade that world record squat.
That would be crazy.
Man, we got way off
Yeah,
topic. Now we're talking about Ray. It was supposed to be
yeah.
about
Oh,
Jesus.
that's all right. I think I mean that's kind of everything we wanted to get through. We're gonna do
Okay.
another. I mean, this was like we said, just an early prediction or early storylines, I guess.
Hmm.
We're gonna do a full preview show beforehand, probably like a week or two before Sheffield.
Yep.
Um, and I think we'll try and make like a little game out of it too. I think that'd be cool to kind of predict and go through and then come up with some kind of point system of how we rank them and see who was the closest. So we'll only do that for men's side though.
Yeah.
The point of, I mean, we can kind of go through the women's side on the preview, but we're not gonna do any ranking. I don't think for the women's side. Not all
Yeah.
of us here watch women's powerlifting. So
I mean, I think that we should do it.
you want to rank the women's too?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be doing my research. I'm gonna tap in, see what's up.
I mean, I don't want to discriminate within this podcast.
Yeah.
No,
We'll see.
I think we can go through and do predictions for women. We can do it separate. We can do a point system for men and women and separate them. Because I
Okay.
think I don't know. My idea was kind of like we rank everyone 1 through 12, and then if you get them in the right spot, it's like 3 points or something. If you get them like one place off, then you get 1 point. I don't
Hmm.
know, something like that. I think would be
Yeah, I
cool.
don't.
This
Yeah,
be like a little like fantasy league.
Yeah, just between us, but I think that'd be
Okay.
cool.
Tennessee
All right.
Sheffield.
Yeah, yeah, I
Fuck
think
yeah.
that'd be cool. But yeah, I think that's all for this one.
Alrighty.
Sweet.
Yep, that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of Podium. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace.